At what point during your rehab process did you feel like you were back to being yourself?
Honestly, like probably a year ago.
Oh,
I'm not
it's
joking.
been that long.
It has. I mean, myself, we're ever evolving, aren't we?
Sure.
But I mean, I was able to do things, right? Like within the 9-month, 12-month mark that I used to do, but I definitely didn't feel right.
You were limited.
Yes. Like I didn't feel the same, but I'd say maybe a year ago is whenever it all started to click again. And I felt just more comfortable, felt natural. I felt, more trusting of my body. I would say that happened like maybe a year and a half ago.
Okay. So prior to that, you were able to be physically active.
Yeah.
But you maybe had some thoughts in the back of your head
Yep.
about re-injury, or maybe the pain was kind of overwhelming even though you were able to move.
Yeah. I used to hold back a little bit more, where I was just, didn't want to do certain movements, or would think I can't do this. But, through rehabbing and also just putting myself in different situations where I'm like testing myself, playing volleyball, going down a hard run, snowboarding, I'm like, okay, I can do this now. Like I'm back. And that's a big, I think, a wall to break down mentally. You have to connect your mind and your body, which is something that doesn't just happen overnight, as you know. So, that took some time, but I feel like I've made a lot of progress.
Okay. So would you say that your mind and your body felt disconnected?
100%. Yes, I had to. I feel like that was a coping mechanism, Just if I sat in my broken body, I wasn't able to heal emotionally. But because, you just have to kind of do one thing at a time sometimes. You focus on your physical healing and then focus on your mental healing, or vice versa. And so I feel like now I've really married the two, mind, body, even soul.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you seek any outside aid in terms of counseling or therapy?
I did.
During this process?
I did.
And talk about the importance of that.
I did go to therapy along with my physical therapy. I went to therapy for about, I would say like 6 to 8 months afterwards. It wasn't like a long-term thing. I really didn't want to, I felt like I gained, my skills, and it was time to, move on, kind of. I didn't want to keep talking about the same thing over and over again. So, I only was in therapy for like 6 to 8 months, which I think it obviously really, really helped. But, it was time for me to move on after that.
Okay. And how's your mental health now?
Awesome. In this time, so the accident, I was in Austin, Texas, and then I moved out here about a year and a half ago. And moving here is, my quality of life has skyrocketed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was it the medical device sales that brought you to San Diego?
I just wanted to move for the vibes, and I found a job out here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's good vibes over here for sure.
It really is.
Actually, the weather here is amazing today. It's been pretty bad recently.
I know.
We're in the midst of May gray. Hopefully,
as they say.
Hopefully we don't get too much June gloom this year.
Right.
But it's nice today, so I'm looking forward to being outside later. Mm-hmm. Myself, I've been trying to get outside and do a little bit more hiking, just checking out, individually or with groups, like meetups or whatever, like hiking trails, and then going to the beach. It's like people come to San Diego for vacation.
Yeah.
And we live here.
And
it's just so easy to go out and do these things, but it's also so easy because you live here to just like stay home and just be like, oh, I'll do it next weekend.
Right.
But then I'm like, I haven't gotten outside at all recently.
Yeah.
So it's like I made a kind of a soft commitment to myself. Like every weekend this summer, I'm going to try and check out like a new hiking trail or go to the beach.
Yeah,
so,
I like that.
Yeah, it should be fun.
I know there's days where sometimes you just need a day inside, especially if you just work really hard during the week. You need a Saturday or a Sunday to just lay, and just kind of clean or whatever. I beat myself up when I feel like that because it's so beautiful and there's so much to do. And so I start making myself feel guilty for giving myself those days. That's something I'm working on right now. But it's a good problem to have. So
for sure. And I totally agree with you. I'm a very ambitious person.
Yeah.
I work full time as a personal trainer, and then I do mental performance coaching. I started this podcast. So I've got like a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
And I, am 100% invested in my physical fitness, my diet, right? I do a lot of cooking, meal prepping.
Yeah.
I see a therapist for various different reasons. So it's like I'm very busy. And then on the weekends, we're recording this on a Saturday. I do video editing. I do all the producing. I post on social media, etc. So I'm very like go, 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 go.
Yeah.
I don't like to be sedentary.
Yeah.
But I realize that it's a necessary part of balance.
Yes.
Just like you can't work out every single day.
Right.
You need to take some rest days.
Yes.
So I try to give myself that grace
Yeah.
to like not do anything, especially if I'm feeling like run down.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's a rest day. Maybe I go for a little walk or something outside so I can still get a little bit of sun, but I'm not forcing myself to like go on a 3-hour hike or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I treat that.
Yep.
But it sounds like it's something you're working on as well.
It is. Yeah.